When a narcissist sees you as too strong, they'll try this one last dirty trick. Why do they never just let go when you break free? Is this really what breaking free feels like? Watching the tension build instead of fade? Have you ever sensed that moment when you slip from their grasp, yet instead of walking away, they tighten their hold? They worry as you walk away. This isn't the gentle drift of a fading connection. It's the tightening of a net just as you begin to swim for open water. Many people have felt that surge of hope. Maybe now they'll leave me in peace. But when a narcissist senses their grip slipping, that's precisely when their most devious move is set in motion. Listen closely as you assert your independence. The male narcissist says,
"So, you really think you're better than me now, after everything I've done for you?"
And from the female narcissist, she says,
"Oh, you actually believe you can just walk away and live without me?"
What happens when your healing threatens their control? Can you feel the tremor in the air when you first say no and mean it? Before you realize it, a storm brews silent but certain the surface. They test, they tease, they taunt. It's not a tantrum, it's strategic. Each word, each gesture, perfectly calculated to flip the script and put you back in your place. For many, it's a familiar ache. The moment your hard-won confidence becomes the very thing they try to tear down. As you build boundaries, as you step out of their shadow, the ground beneath them shifts, and their desperation grows. You'll hear it in their tone. The male narcissist says,
"You know, you've changed, just not for the better. You used to care what I thought."
Meanwhile, the female narcissist says,
"You used to listen to me. Now you're just stubborn and difficult for no reason."
Why is your strength suddenly their favorite target? Do you remember the first time they called you selfish for putting yourself first? Now the very traits that set you free become ammunition for their latest attack. They twist, they invert, they project. This isn't simple criticism. It's a mirror maze designed to disorient and shame. What once was called growth is now labeled arrogance. What once was finding your voice is now being difficult. If you've ever felt pride curdle into guilt at their words, you're not alone. This is strength shaming, and it's meant to turn your victories into vulnerabilities.
The female narcissist says,
"You only care about yourself now, don't you? I guess that's what healing looks like to you."
The male narcissist remarks,
"You used to be so much kinder before you started this self-improvement nonsense. Now you just think you're better than everyone."
What do they get from dragging you back into the past? Have you noticed how nostalgia suddenly floods the room when their usual tactics fail? They reminisce, they romanticize, they rewrite. This isn't longing. It's leverage, an invitation to regress.
"Remember when you used to?"
Becomes a refrain, a siren's call to return to the version of yourself that suited them best. If you found yourself missing the comfort of old patterns, know this: they aren't mourning the real you. They're mourning their ability to mold you. The male narcissist says,
"We were so much happier before you changed. Things were perfect until you started putting yourself first."
The female narcissist says,
"You used to laugh at all my jokes. What happened to the person who actually enjoyed being around me?"
Why do their crises always come just when you find your footing? Have you ever marveled at the impeccable timing of their emergencies? Just as your resolve solidifies, their world seems to unravel. At least, that's what they want you to believe. They stumble, they falter, they plead. From sudden illnesses to financial disasters, each crisis is tailored to your softest spots. If you felt compelled to rush in, to help, to fix, know that your compassion is being weaponized against you. This is manufactured vulnerability, and its sole purpose is to lure you back into the caretaker's role you fought so hard to leave behind. Hear the desperation. The female narcissist pleads.
I honestly don't know how I'll survive this without you. You're the only one who's ever been there for me.
The male narcissist insists.
You're the only one who understands what I'm going through right now. No one else can help me like you can.
What happens when you're asked to trade your strength for their survival? Is this really support? Or self-sacrifice in disguise? You hear the requests?
Just this once.
I know you said no, but
You're the only one I can turn to.
They press, they prod, they persist. It isn't a cry for help. It's a test, a subtle demand to see if their needs still outrank your boundaries. Every compromise chips away at your foundation. Each concession, a step backward into the old dynamic. For many, the temptation is overwhelming to prove you care, to show you're not cold. But their crisis, no matter how convincing, is not worth the price of your progress. The male narcissist says,
I really thought I could count on you, especially after everything we've been through. Doesn't that mean anything anymore?
the female narcissist tries to guilt you.
why can't you just make an exception for me? Just this once. I need you now more than ever.
Why does their neediness feel so real, yet so manipulative? Can you trust the tears, the trembling voice, the stories of sudden hardship? They confide, they confess, they collapse. This isn't vulnerability, it's selective exposure, a spotlight on suffering meant only for your eyes. You might notice they don't reach out to others. Don't seek help elsewhere, because they know you're there. Best bet for breaking through your own boundaries. The guilt is sharp, the urge to rescue is strong, but beneath it all is a calculated attempt to reclaim control. Even the most genuine seeming plea is often a carefully chosen lever, pulled at the precise moment you seem most out of reach. The female narcissist appeals.
I can't open up to anyone else about this. You're the only one I trust with my pain.
The male narcissist adds,
No one else gets it but you. Everyone else just tells me to get over it, but you actually care.
what do they get from making you doubt your own progress? Have you ever wondered why? After every step forward, you're made to question whether it was worth it. They ask, they hint, they accuse. This isn't curiosity, it's erosion, a slow dissolving of certainty.
Are you sure you're happier now?
Wasn't life easier before all this change?
If you've second guessed your choices, if you've felt nostalgia for your own former compliance, you're witnessing their final gambit, convincing you to surrender your growth for the comfort of the status quo.
The male narcissist asks,
You don't look any happier than you did before. Was all this change really worth it?
The female narcissist says,
Life was so much simpler when you used to listen to me. Don't you miss how easy things used to be between us?
why is it so hard to recognize their last dirty trick? Is this really about love? Or is it about power, masked in crisis and confusion? They plead, they promise, they pivot. It's a last-ditch effort to remind you of your old role, to see if you'll abandon your newfound self for their familiar needs. Every just this once is a wedge. Every I need you a challenge to. The boundaries you've built, for anyone who's ever relapsed into old habits, it's a painful realization. Their mastery lies in making you forget who you've become. The female narcissist tries to pull you back.
If you really loved me, you'd help me through this. I can't believe you're just going to walk away now.
The male narcissist says,
After everything I've done for you, I thought you'd be there for me when I need you most.
what happens when you finally see through the illusion? Are you willing to choose yourself, even when the cost is their disappointment? You pause, you reflect, you reclaim. This is not selfishness, it's self-respect. The quiet courage to honor your journey, even in the face of their resistance. Their desperation is not a measure of your coldness, but a testament to your transformation. The moment you refuse to shrink is the moment you step fully into your own life, no longer a supporting character in their story, but the author of your own. The male narcissist mutters,
"You're not the person I fell in love with. You've changed so much, I hardly recognize you."
The female narcissist sighs.
I barely know who you are anymore. The person I cared about would never treat me like this.
why is your freedom the proof of your strength? Could it be that every manipulation, every crisis, every plea is just a sign of how far you've come? You see, you name, you transcend. This is not the end of a relationship. It's the beginning of your liberation. Their final trick only works if you forget who you are. But now, you see it clearly. Their need to control is the shadow cast by your freedom. Every time you hold your ground, every time you choose authenticity over appeasement, you're not just winning a battle, you're reclaiming your life. And no manufactured drama, no matter how urgent, is worth trading that freedom away. The female narcissist tries to guilt you one last time.
I guess you really don't care about us anymore, do you? After everything, you're just leaving me behind.
And the male narcissist shakes his head and says,
"You've changed, and not in a good way. You've made it clear, I don't matter to you now."
if this exploration resonated with you, remember, your journey matters. Share these insights with someone who needs them, and let your strength be the story you choose to live.